Hi everybody, Nice back here again, and today we've got another inbox review and we're going to be looking at Hobby Boss's B24J Liberator. Now, since this kit was announced, I've been wanting it because I just love Second World War bombers. Well, I love Second World War aircraft as a whole. That's my cup of tea. But I like bombers. I've got the B-17 over there, just underneath the airfix box there that I'm still building. That's taken me a while to actually get around to it and actually being in the mood to be able to do it justice. So when this came out, I thought, yeah, I'm having one of those. So what we'll do, we'll get straight into the kit and we'll give it a good once over. All right, so I'll see you in a minute. So we start with the instruction manual, normal Hobby Boss fare, okay, black and white throughout, and it's got a colour call outs which we'll have a look in a minute. Okay, so no real blurb on the actual aircraft itself. Straight into the sprue map, so you can see we've got quite a lot of sprues in here. We've got tyres, bandoliers, we've got a die cut mask, the decals, and we also have the PE as well. So moving in, we start with the main fuselage, getting bits added to it, piping, tubing, bits of bulkhead, tanks, and all that sort of stuff that gets on there. Colour call outs are in Mr. Colour and Mr. Hobby. Again, still on the same actual side of the aircraft, getting some guns together. So that's the bandolier. We'll have a look at these in a bit, but they're actually rubber, so you know, it's whether you'll deal with them or you want to actually look at getting some aftermarket. We now move on to the other fuselage half, as you can see just there. Again, adding piping, cabling, windows, and all that sort of stuff. More bits added to the internal part of the actual aircraft. Before we then move on to what that looks like, the bomb bay and the actual cockpit floor. Adding all those bits together with a few bulkheads. Some more parts on the bomb bay before we start looking at wheels. So a nose wheel there with the mud cap going on. Move on to the main cockpit here with the bulkheads, the instrument panel, as you can see there, the yokes, again a floor to what I would assume, let's just have a look. So the floor of the rear bulkheads, that's the bomb bay. This is the rear going on towards the rear, which you can just see here, all the way down to the tail part. The bombs going in. Before then that gets moved into one side of the fuselage. That bit. I don't know whether that's a tail gun or the nose gun. I'm sure we'll find out in a minute. Again, got some more machine guns going together, some of the rear of the fuselage belly going in. Before we then start looking at the actual gun placements. So we've got nose, ball, turret. We have a tail turret as well, also that goes in. To make sure, yes, that's nose, that's tail. Moving on to putting some of the side panels on. So as you can see here, these bits here are the actual bomb bay doors. So they roll up or roll down to have it open or close like that. Then we've got the dorsal turret just here. Going in, canopy with the die cut mass. The wheel wells for these uber thin long wings going in. Then we start looking at the nacelles for the engines and putting the engines in. Doing the main undercarriage like so. The other wing, exactly the same as the previous one, with the engines and the wheels. Then that distinctive tail going on there, before we then start mounting everything together. So there we are. Okay, I didn't really see anything about any nose weight, so let's see where we might be able to put some nose weight in here, but there's nothing actually in here about any sort of nose weight. Maybe we can put some into these boxes as well, if there are. Yeah, it says so there should be 2 parts, so we may be able to put some boxes in there. Some may be behind the main wheel in that part there. We'll have to wait and see. That's the instructions. Move on to the markings. So we have, if I can get it open, 3 markings. So we'll look at the big one first. So as you can see, we have the bigger marking just here. Okay, it shows an olive drab one. Okay, and down the bottom here you can see the full colour call out. Switch it over, and then we've got another marking in olive drab, and then all over silver just there. Okay, so let's go on to the plastic, starting with the fuselage. Fuselage is going to be 40 odd centimeters long, so it's a big old beast this. Okay, and hopefully you can see all that detail running down there. Looks really, really nice. Let's see if we can get a bit more. There we are, better. Okay, on both sides. Turn it over. We've got all the ribbon and what have you. What I'm hoping is a lot of these injection pin marks. Okay, they're all over. So it's how prominent they will be. That'd be the main issue for me, and you won't really know that until you start building it. Okay. We've then got one of the full wing. So wingspan is going to be 34 centimeters. So this is going to be like what, 70 centimeters long with wingtip to wingtip. So it's going to be a big old model once it's finished. And again, we've got some lovely detail all along those wings. Nice rivet detail. Some of the control surfaces, nicely textured fabric. Shouldn't really be anything on the inside, as you can see, obviously because this has an insert for the main wheel wells. So we now move on to one to do with the engine nacelles. So we can see we've got the 4 engine nacelles on this one, plus what's like potentially the tail surfaces. Okay, so we've got a tail control surfaces just there. We've got our doors for the bomb bay. And again, it's all got really nice detail, or really nice recess detail for both panel lines and for rivets. Piping, cabling detail, one there, one here. That's a really nice touch. Hopefully some of this will cover up some of that injection pin marks. So tails again. Okay, so those control surfaces on the other one won't be for the tail, they will be for the wings. So we've got the main tail part just here and here, and then we've got the control surfaces, and then the vertical stabilizers. And again, some really nice detail on there, look. Some nice ribbon detail on there. Horizontal stabilizers, again, Some nice detail on there with some nice ribbing. Low wings, okay. Again, it's looking really nice. If it off, okay, so there we are. Some really nice detail for the whole of the wing. Okay, this bit's been wrapped up in a bit of protected plastic. So we've now got some parts of what look like the wheel bay, parts of the bomb bay, I would assume, and other bulkheads go around. Again, it's got some nice raised detail on there. We move on to the instrument panel, some bulkheads, what look like wheel hubs, which look really, really nice. The main wing spar, okay, nothing to write home about, it's just the main wing spar, really, really solid. So when you put wings on there, they're going to stay on there. Some more bulkhead and floors go around. Again, some nice recessed detail and some nice raised detail, some nice rivets on the floor or the roof or whatever part that be, and the ribbing there. Some really delicate parts on here as well. That looks, as you can see, very delicate, so be careful when removing that from the sprue. Two parts, sprues exactly the same. Okay, so now we're looking at engines and props. Okay, engines look okay for what they are. Some of the, whatever are these superchargers or whatever parts on the for the engines, the props, and some of the cowling flaps. Another one that's been protected. Let's see if I've already done. Yep. Okay, so I've already undone this, so we'll take that out. And we've got two sprues exactly the same, so we'll only look at one of these. Here we've got all our bombs, some tanks, some of the machine guns. So machine guns, they've been the cooling holes have been drilled out, and I can't really tell because it's that small, but the end, and you're not going to be able to see it, the end of the machine gun looks like it might be drilled out itself, but I'm not 100% certain because it's that small. I can't see and I can't get that close. But again, some really nice parts on there. Again, just small parts of the bulkhead, some of the machine guns, and these machine guns won't be drilled out because they've got attachment points just here. Okay, we've got part of the ring for one of the gun turrets, another wheel hub with the mud guard for one of the wheels. So again, some nice detail. Moving into, these are probably some of the internal parts, maybe some flaps and slats, not flaps, slats, doors for undercarriage. We've got a main undercarriage leg, all one piece, which is nice, which means it's going to be nice and strong. This is going to be a big old heavy aircraft once done. Again, looks really nice. Another flooring or something like that. Oh, I thought I'd done this one, but obviously I've not, so I just need to get my knife, wherever I've put it. There it is. Just put the protection part off it, just so we can take it off. And again, you can see some nice detail with the guns, some tanks, probably parts of the internals and maybe potentially of the turrets just there. Some flooring. Okay, so we've got some nice raised and recessed detail over here. What looks like a non-slip texture actually on the plastic, but it could be just the plastic. I think it might be non-slip because there are certain parts that are really smooth. So those metal, they'll be metal strips, really smooth, whereas that bit there, it's textured like non-slip. Okay, nothing really on the back side of that one. Last scrape through. Okay, we've got some release mode there that I need to get rid of. Some of the bomb racks and other bits and pieces. Then we'll move on to the not so good part. So, as you can see, these parts are all rubber. Now, yeah, it's great because it'll give you a little bit of weight on wheel, but actually painting and weathering those can be a little bit of a ball ache. Same goes for these bandoliers of the ammos. Yeah, it's great. Okay, you get some, you can put them in whatever shape you want, but again, painting and weathering, especially metallizing them, is going to be super difficult. One part of the clear part, so we'll just take it out if I can get it out. Okay, quickly do this, and then let's put that over there. So we have got part of, is that the undernose? So that's where the bomb aimer, I think that's where the bomb aimer would sit. Okay, behind that on the nose. So that would sit like that with the fuselage there and the top of the nose just there. And it's crystal clear, absolutely uber clear. We have another clear sprue. Okay, so we've got the main canopy, some of the gun emplacements, gun turret emplacement, should I say, the belly one, or the ball turret, nose, and the tail, as well as the top fuselage part. And again, all really nicely done. Then move on to the fault wedge. I'm not going it out. Okay, fault wedge looks nice, though I feel that sometimes you can actually, that's really thick. Okay, that's really thick fault wedge. As long as you don't need to bend it, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. It'll just be these parts for the ignition wires for the engine that might be an issue. Next up, we have something really interesting, actually. This is the die cut mask for the clear parts. Now it looks great, okay, but it's not like Tamiya type tape, kabuki type tape. It's more like a rice paper type, so it's like a proper, you know, decorator's masking. It's got that sort of, it's not smooth, it feels quite thick, so I don't know how well it would bend, but it's a nice addition nonetheless, because you could always cut your own out of Tamiya tape to be able to make all these maskings. So it is there, all right. How good it will be, time will tell. Okay, so that's that. And then we move on to the decals. If I can go, I always forget that. You always tape it down. So saying how big this aircraft is, there are not that many decals. So the highest number on there is 38 decals. And also you're not going to use all these. Okay, so you've got your Your roundels, you've got your lovely nose art. Okay, the names of some of them, like Witchcraft, 97 Missions, just there. Or is it Audrey? And then we've got also the numbers on there as well. So that's it. So that's Hobby Boss's Liberator in 1/48 scale. Looks a really nice kit. Some downsides, maybe the rubber parts in there, maybe the injection pin marks, but you won't know about those until you come to build it. But you get a lot of plastic in there for your money. Now you're talking, I think around about, well, I don't know. I'm not going to quote a price because I'm not 100% certain what they are. Because Lisa got me this one for Christmas. So I've purposely not going to look at the prices at the moment because I know it's going to be expensive and I'm going to be mad at it. But hey, but yeah, it's a really nice boxing, really welcome boxing, I believe, because obviously we've had the B17 and the Lancaster, all in 48th now, all new tooled, all recessed power line. Also before this, there was the Revel Monogram B24, but that was showing his age. You know, raised panel lines, all the detail and all that sort of stuff. Whereas this, you get all the bells and whistles. I just hope it goes together well because I would hate to lose some or most of that detail around the top and bottom of the fuselage. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Bye.